When Christians denigrate Hindus as worshipping monkeys and elephants, and in fact, the most abominable thing that Christian fanatics say is that the Shivalinga actually represents the male generative organ, the penis, the phallus. You can check up, go into Google, and you will find that even encyclopedias, Britannica Encyclopedia Americana, there are many encyclopedias which use the word pagan for Hindu temples. Pagan is an extremely insulting pejorative, which means uncivilized, savage brutes who need to be, cultured, and that's why they say it's the white man's burden to culture and civilize Hindus. Now, besides that, Shivlingam is described and denigrated as a phallus, and Hindus are called phallic worshippers. That means they worship the penis. Now, that's the worst thing. And then they describe the whole Shivlinga as actually the union of Shiva and Parvati, and the yoni is considered the vulva, the vagina of Parvati. Now, this is the worst thing that you can ever hear. Now, when this was actually raised in the presence of Vivekananda had to face this situation. So Vivekananda, first of all, straight away countered it by saying, now this is the most ridiculous thing that you can ever say, because you don't know Sanskrit. First of all, the word linga has many meanings. Well, linga does mean the phallus, but in the context, what does linga mean? That's what you should know, because the word linga has many meanings. Like Linga Sharira means the subtle self. Linga Sharira is the subtle self which carries your tendencies, vasanas into the next birth. And Pullingam, Strilingam is a word that we use, the male gender, female gender. Linga means a sign, a symbol. Ling means a sign, symbol of something. So we have our own philosophy. Shivling is actually an iconic symbol of the formless God. So if you want to worship Nirguna Brahman, then you have a Shivlinga. Just like the cross, in one sense, is an iconic symbol of a formless God. So now, what Vivekananda said was, directly the first thing that he said was, if you think that is the case with Hindus, then you are cannibals, because you are eating Eucharist. You see, there's a Christian sacrament called Eucharist. Eucharist is, you must have heard of this. In the church, they give a wafer and wine. The wafer symbolizes the flesh of Jesus Christ, and wine symbolizes the blood of Jesus Christ. And in the Last Supper, if you remember, if you have seen the movie Da Vinci Code, or if you know what this Last Supper is all about, Jesus Christ had a Last Supper. Supper is what they have after dinner, by the way. So he gave a piece of bread to his apostles and told them, have this is my flesh. And he gave some wine and said, drink this is my blood. So Vivekananda's counter was very simple. So that means if Jesus were to be alive today, you would probably eat him alive. Imagine eating somebody's flesh and drinking his blood. A human flesh, eating human flesh. What are you then? A cannibal, isn't it? So, and if Shivlinga is called whatever, phallus and all that, so you can call the statue of Jesus the Rood, Rood. Rood means a big cross. Now that is a corpse god. You are worshipping a corpse god. You are worshipping a dead body. So we can counter it that way. Hindu kids and Hindus have to learn how to give it back in style. We need to develop our branch of polemics, because polemics can be countered with polemics only. If you take it lying down, the problem is there are many dumb Hindus who think that their system of thinking, their religion, their theology is irrational, ridiculous, and then that is how these people become very defensive, and they become vulnerable to the proselytization attempts of these Christians. That is how they get converted. So the truth of the matter is, Christianity and Islam are founded on extremely irrational ideas which can be easily countered with a few questions. Jai Shri Ram.